Hi, welcome to my channel, Grit, Grind and Gratitude, where we talk to micro entrepreneurs about their journey of becoming a micro entrepreneur and walking that path. Grit, Grind and Gratitude shares stories of resilience, of purpose, and values led entrepreneurs who are shaping their futures boldly. It's our pleasure to welcome you on our channel, Grit, Grind and Gratitude. I met you a few weeks ago at a social function, and I was really excited to know the beautiful work that you are doing around sustainability and recycling. So go ahead, introduce yourself to the world.
Okay, thanks for inviting me in this special channel, which is the name itself is very interesting, and one word grind that is very very unique and different. I was really happy to use that word. So I'll be using this word in many of my the project lectures or something like that. And I understand very much when you say grind, then you're really taking out of everything from that stuff. So I am Dr. Suneet Dabke, and I started my educational career by doing BSc biochemistry. I was not satisfied by biochemistry. I thought that's a girl's job, to go to a food and drug laboratory and do all this stuff, because I had a very dream of joining a government job, where we do some test tube analysis and work in laboratory. But after doing my when I joined BSc biochemistry in second third year, I said that okay, so this is not my work, this is all ladies work, because we had girls like almost out of the 30-40 odd lot, we have only 4 boys and 36 girls. So no, I cannot work with girls. And I was not really comfortable about those upcycle and all this stuff. So I thought of doing environmental science, and that was very clear. One thing was very clear, that I loved environment a lot. So it was all passion. Many advised me that there is no job in environmental science, but I thought job is not the only goal for me. It's to learn, and that is missing in the present generation. And to learn is very important. So I thought of doing this environmental science. That was a very big struggle, because the professors are not there. The course was just designed for sake of doing this. So in '94 I completed my MSc environmental science, but still I was not satisfied. And I through one of the documentary I saw in Doordarshan, at that time Doordarshan was there, I saw vermicomposting, the earthworms. We had learned, everybody have learned this, and most of the kids are knowing earthworm or farmer's friend. They grind the soil, so your word grind comes here. So they grind the soil, they do this, do that. So I thought that this is a very wonderful this thing. And I used to kill earthworms when I was in small kid. You put some salt and see that. So that was, so God is was seeing everything. He said that you gentlemen, you have done a lot of what you call bad work in your when you were a kid. So now you go and do a PhD in earthworm. So I then explored. I went to cities. I even went to Puri. From Baroda to Puri. To Bhubaneswar, and then to south down, to find out how much good it is. So I was searching for my PhD thesis, and waste management was one of the prime area, because earthworms are the best managers who can really do good work in waste management. So finally I zeroed down on my topic, bioconversion of ETP biosludge into non-toxic manure. So that is one thing. And I found that the sludge which we are getting from the ETP is effluent treatment plant. So water, it's a very simple science. When you treat water, you get solid as the residue. So that residue is called sludge. So when you treat water, the water gets treated, and then you can use it for discharge or everything. But the sludge which is there, that was a very big task for the industry to dump to the landfill site. So, and I researched that India is having a very high density of population, you cannot, like you cannot. It's okay for Canada or US where you have huge land and you can make landfills and do this, but no, in India we have to bring some technology which is really cost effective and makes sense, and it reduces the burden on the landfill. So I started working on biosludge vermicomposting using earthworms, because that is one thing. And earthworms are the best indicator of soil. If you see in the soil, you have lot many worms, then I think your soil is really fertile. You don't need to really compost or something. It's a very basic science and knowledge, but some people think that earthworms are not good, so they keep off those earthworms. But this was the one thing which I have found that. So ultimately, I completed my PhD. In that also there was high drama. My thesis was rejected because there were grammatical mistakes, but my guide stood very strong with me. He really fought with the external referee, and then ultimately after 2 years with a lot of Ghamasan Yudh, and I got my thesis. And the good part is that I was asked not to defend my thesis in the Senate. Like, you have to defend the thesis, and then that was the biggest, what to call, back on tap on the back that yes, Suneet, you are doing good. But again, the next problem came. I was not getting job because this topic nobody is interested. None of the industries really worried about the sludge being dumped, or it was so easy to take the sludge and dump it out in the land. Nobody is going to question you.
This is
Like what
which year? This is which year?
95 to 99, but 99 to 99 completed my thesis. So that was the time when people were dumping. The new law had come in 1986, but still when you know that like Swachh Bharat mission has a law of segregation of waste. Who does that? No, nobody does that in India. That it's go to any city. Who does the segregation of waste? And so I always get pain with that. Why don't you segregate and do the rightful what we have to do? So this was the law, and nobody was worried. And you can see many dumps, and one of the village also identified which was highly contaminated. And I thought I will be working on that part. But the crux of the story was, industry was not worried to, do any treatment, or there was nothing, very hard on them, no check on them. So I was not getting job. But at that time, government job was very easy. So I sneaked into NEERI, National Environmental Engineering Research Institute. That is one of the central government job lab, which advises Ministry of Environment, Forest and Pollution Control Board and how to save the environment, all that stuff. So I was, very easily got that job. Just one interview, and I was through. But they gave me air pollution department, where you can see my PhD was in some sort of solid waste management, and I was, given job. Again, I was not knowing anything. I was just signing report or doing some surveys and everything. So there was nothing which I could do. Again, I cannot do PhD, and I cannot waste 2-3 years here and learn it and then start doing it. No doubt, if I would have stuck, to that job, I would have been, getting a good pension by now, or I would have been associate director or something like that. But yeah, that was not the whole story. I was very passionate to do what I wanted to do. I left that and started my company called Concept Biotech. So if you see my Concept Biotech logo, there is one earthworm in the bottom, and BIOT, T is mushrooms. So that butter mushroom symbol is there. So that Concept Biotech came because I started my business with one concept of starting a mushroom farm. And Baroda, as you know that, at that time people used to say that Gujaratis consider mushroom as non-veg. So there was no use of doing that business also. So I was the first to start a mushroom farm, and I started with taking some loan from my dad. Very reluctantly he gave, but he gave some loan from bank, and I started the business, and it went very well in first 2 years. But again floods came, and I was again back to zero. And good part was I was able to process the mushroom waste into a high quality vermicompost, and I was supplying earthworms which nobody can supply. So I was number one in mushrooms, fresh mushrooms in Baroda, and number one in supply of earthworms. But problem is that how many are going to buy my earthworms? If I am doing a niche business in a very niche category, so Dipandita is also not going to buy that. Why she will be buying earthworms? That is not there is no need. So I had very few clientele, and I had to do a lot of hard work to explain, sir, ऐसा है वैसा है. But it was all difficult. But yeah, my vermi compost was sold very good. But in floods, I got again washed away in 2005-6. So I again started. Then I started doing consultancy with the industry. That okay, I advise you, and I do the setup at your site. And that was the. And yeah, I forgot to say that when my PhD was sponsored by one of the Marwadi, he was from Jagdamba Textiles, and he used to he was very much interested in some new technology and all that. So he partly sponsored my PhD, and I was very happy that I was getting a scholarship which was there. So there was no burden of my PhD expense on my head. So hardly 10% I took from him, and rest of the thing was from my sponsor. So that also helped me to really motivate myself that okay, there is no loan taken. No, and nowadays dad or parents take education loan. So me and my brother both didn't take any type of education loan. So that was the good luck. And so I started doing consultancy in 2006, and slowly I started getting good company work like pharma company, petrochemical, so dairy industry. So those where I used to do the consultancy for their sludge management, and slowly I got started. So this was my career up till now. So any questions up till this? Then
No, it's beautiful story. Continue. Tell us how Concept Biotech came about the way it is existing today. What is Concept
yeah.
Biotech doing today? And then take us through the journey, the rest of the behind journey.
So, but again, there is a twist in this story. In 2009, if you're knowing, there was a recession.
Yes,
So
big
recession.
recession.
Yeah, and that was the worst
2008,
part.
2009.
Right, so 2009, that was the worst part. So no business, and I had a staff of 5 people, 6 people, and an office, a family. So there was a lot of burden on me, and that was the biggest problem. I could not really. So I thought of going to US, and my brother is an what you call citizen, US citizen. So I thought go to US and settle there, and I will get in very easily. Green card or my file can be accepted because I have done my PhD, and so I went to US. But again, there was a twist, and I got a very big job from an US what you call NGO for bioremediation of contaminated site. So that is one of the expert. If you have seen that movie Erin Brockovich, have you seen? By any
Yes,
chance?
yes.
Same, yeah. That job I got to do for Gujarat, and that was the table turner, and it really motivated me to continue my job, my business, and I proved my point that contamination level in the soil by earthworm you can treat, and that was the game changer. And I was in spotlight. Even CNN took that video into one of the best economical challenge and best documentary. So they were documenting
Wow.
that. So that was a very big change, and so I continued with that, and then I got good orders also because I was then recognized by government, international NGOs. So I used to get good offers for that. But I thought I should continue with my business and not to do any job, because that is one clear that okay, we have something in hand and we should continue till we find the real. But again, 2014 gave me a very big game changer plan. Like it changed my whole business strategy, my plans, what I was doing. Modi ji came as Prime Minister of India, and the whole game of Swachh Bharat mission started, and that was the biggest what you call game changer. And I am doing now. I am the one of the best consultants for Swachh Bharat mission projects for solid waste management. Even Gujarat government has appointed me as one of the urban consultant for this project. So I didn't,
Congratulations.
I was not knowing that this will be there in my this thing. So now my company is doing 70% of the projects for Swachh Bharat mission and 30% for sludge and industrial waste management. So now my whole career. So you can say that there are three verticals in my business. One is consultancy for industrial waste management. One is CSR, in what you call, and
Sorry.
helping companies to do their social responsibility through adoption of villages. So I am the largest what you call, I then started my NGO also called Kachare Se Azadi Foundation. So the new rule has come recently 1 year back that the fund of CSR will go through an NGO, not through a private company. So one of my the larger partner or supporter in the industry said that, Dr. Dabke, you should ethically, you are the most ethical person, so you should start an NGO. Otherwise, there are many fraudulent NGOs which may do some wrong work. So that was the advice. That's why when my wife and my father-in-law we started just to see that we should protect the what you call importance of this waste management. So, but most of the thing technical work is done by concept biotech. It is only for on the paper to make the government see that okay, we are really doing helping in this. So we started. So now we are having 70% of the CSR work. My own patent. I have a patent on a rocket composter. So that was a
Wow.
very big news for me. All my parents and all my friends were very happy that doctor to patent leke aaya. That was something else. And some of my what you call bad friends or bad you can say the naughty friends. तो क्या चोरी
The
क्या हो
naysayers.
हाँ तो चोरी क्या होगा तेरे में तो इतने है ही नहीं मतलब you don't have that much of guts to write and this thing but all well and done. So now I'm marketing that product. So I'm each and every house and society will require my product. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to export also in next 1 year.
Wow.
So
Fingers
yes,
crossed.
so that is my dream, and I think I have started registering that also. So I think next 2 months it should be over, and then I'll be. So that is the whole journey up till now. So now you can tell me what.
So exciting. Exciting to know that you didn't get a job in environmental sciences, which is today, our listeners who are younger and are in this today's generation, ESG is one of the very hot topics today.
True, exactly.
Sustainability, all of this. But back in those days, you didn't get a job, and that's what prompted you to start your company.
Oh,
Beautiful. Uh, so tell me, in this journey of however many years, you did briefly mention on some of the high points, like getting a patent, but just tell us a little more how you felt during that time. How was the entire experience? What work went into getting that patent?
yeah. See, very frankly and very truly, I'm a researcher. Basically, I'm a scientist. So, and I said, earlier I had many setbacks. Like, my thesis got rejected, my experiments failed. So for me, failure was, like nothing. If somebody, one more failure was I was flunked, in 11th standard, because my mathematics was very bad. I scored 3 out of 100 in 11th standard mathematics.
Wow.
So my principal, failed me. You cannot. But the NCRT route said, if you are good in biology, then PCB is the one thing which you can take in 12th, and so then I continued that, and I was, going good in that. So again, failures are, in today's, day, I can see that if somebody fails in one job, they sometimes think of suicide or that much at level I have seen. But for me, it was not that, and good part is I'm very stubborn. I'm very clear that if what I want to learn is most important. If that degree or that paper is not important, because Dr. Dabke has to know that fact. If that fact is there, so good part is that, and this was the challenge which I could easily overcome, because getting a patent or getting an what you call a thesis, which was out of the box. You can see in still, I just few days back somebody told me that from 1972 to 1996 till my PhD was, nobody has done that work in that field. Only two scientists were there, and
Wow.
at present in India there are only three people who do bioremediation using earthworms still in India. So that was a good that is a good thing in me that I can do this. So the whole journey was, when I say it is very easy, but it was full of struggles, because I had to run my family. I had to, see that my job, my work doesn't suffer. The recession, the other parts, getting business. I'm not a good marketing person. I'm a scientist. So to, and nowadays, even I have to sell a composter to you, I need to do all the good tricks of, making you feel better, and but I'm not good in that. So that these are the challenges which I have to. So people say that I need to do an MBA in that.
So
Yeah.
tell me, how do you handle your marketing now?
Very frankly speaking, it is word of mouth, and it is through my website. But now my staff has asked me to do some Instagram work and Facebook and LinkedIn. So slightly since last 1 year, I've started slightly getting myself involved. But now I have seen that LinkedIn is, because I see many people who have not done even 20% of the work which I have done. Still they write such a big stories. So I need to be a very good writer. So I need your help also in
No,
writing
you
good
don't
stories.
need to write. LinkedIn is actually promoting video content and candid video content. And in the social occasion that we met, I saw you making comfortably, candid
Oh,
content.
yeah.
So please do continue making that. And that's because, everybody is writing using ChatGPT or Perplexity or any other AI tool. So LinkedIn is not promoting that much.
Okay.
And yes, as you rightfully say, in social media, there will be people who really know their stuff, and then there are people who do not know their stuff. So,
Correct, correct.
if you are not very comfortable, then either you can hire a staff who does that, or you can outsource this to a digital
Content
marketing.
marketing.
There are plenty that are available these days.
Yeah.
But beautiful. So, challenges, high points we've talked about. Today, if I may ask, how many people do you employ? What is the vision of your company going forward?
See, at present I have eight staff, which is manager and supervisors, and almost 18 laborers. And unofficially, or you can say, because I have one more foundation called CSR-led Foundation. Through we give what you call part-time business, so sort of job to them. We are recycling the flower waste from the temples, and we
Oh,
make this
wow. Okay.
agarbatti, dhoop, and I think I gifted to Basu uncle the same thing. That with that the because Bengalis are very what to call God. These things. I gave them compost made of flower waste, then dhoop and agarbatti. So this is one thing which I do, and we have at least 18 ladies attached to this. So we are giving
Beautiful.
them business. So they are also part of our foundation and this thing. So overall, I can say that around 50 people are getting benefited through our activity, and we are expanding now in these three zones because we have identified as an flower waste as one of the zone. Recently, we participated in an exhibition where there's a religious expo. So in religious expo, I thought it was easy to sell this agarbatti dhoop, but no, that was not that because every each and every religion has a different set of thought process. So we have to really penetrate into that and really sell the product as they desire or they see. So that was a new learning for me, but we did very well. So almost we sold around 70 kgs of this compost as well as agarbatti, dhoop and everything. So that was a very inspiring what to call journey and experiment. So now I have a three division. One is waste management in industry, which is looked after and which we take care directly as in Concern Biotech. Then I have one more startup started called Dabke Eco Solutions LLP. This have started just to recycle the plastic and make furniture and market the furniture. So we are making excellent furniture from plastic waste, which we are collecting from the villages. So you can see I need to connect the dots, all the dots, and have a circular economy, sustainability in real sense. So we are doing that, and my foundation is doing the groundwork of village. So my aim, or you can say, as you said, the goal is to reach to around 50 villages in my district, make a model which is really worth seeing, ensure that people understand this model. There is a circular economy, there is sustainability in CSR as well as in waste management, and really sell the product which is sellable. Not to sell the product for the sake of selling because you know me and that's why you'll be buying my product. No, you need to buy the product because you see that it is really worth buying it. I want that बोलते हैं ना कि दया भावना से मेरे को नहीं बेचना है. I want to sell through my own credentials and the product credentials. So that is the one thing which I. So now we
And
are labeling the agarbattis and dhoops and going to so exports again, exporting that also is one of my. So everything I want to make it very crystal
so,
clear
in
and
terms of products, you have incense sticks, you have a composting unit, which is for B2C people.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So,
yes,
tell
that
us
is.
a little more about that product.
Okay, B2C, we have a very good clientele and we have a store called Kachre Se Azadi. The store name is Kachre Se Azadi because we are selling all the eco-friendly products. So now I am making two more stores, which is called House of Manure, where you will get all type of manure. First when I sell about manure, then only one manure, compost, or you can say maximum vermi compost. Some may say biofertilizer, some may say goat manure. So, but it is limited to that. I am going to sell almost 15 type of different manure in that. So people know that for your home garden also you require this type of stuff. Then one more store would be for house of composters. So every type of composter, like you have a showroom of electronics where you have AC, washing machine, everything. So this would be one thing which nobody has done that till date. So house of composters would be there with all the other brands other than my brand. I have almost 3 composters of different this thing, and other than that I'll be selling 12 more, so that 15 composters are there. You can choose, you can say that okay, this is the composter I want for my house, this fits into my house, or this is ideal for my house. So these are the 3 verticals, and Concept Biotech and Foundation is one area where they are into their own niche, so that has already gone into the loop. Only these 3 things I am now going to fix, and
For
I.
our listeners who are from abroad and do not know Hindi, do you mind translating Kachre Se Ajadi?
Okay, see, it's a very, very good story also. See, Kachre Se Aada is freedom from waste.
Yeah.
Freedom from waste, that is the meaning of that. Now, this also, that was a story. I was called as one of the good speaker, on 15th August. 15th August is Independence Day for India. And I was called as one of the chief guests. And, after flag hosting, I was going to give a lecture. But unfortunately, I went to that specific venue half an hour before my time, and I saw that people are sweeping some leaves and everything under the carpet. So they're really they're doing that way. So they were not trying to, and somewhere fatafat saf, they picked up the stuff and dumped it somewhere, just hiding the stuff, right, and sort. They were not really managing it. So and suddenly I changed my speech there itself. Like I said, we are free from the British, but we are not free from the waste. And this is the problem with most of the countries. You name it, you be in US or India, because I studied the US market also, and US way of doing there's a good segregation system in US, but still when it goes to the landfill, 70% still is not being recycled because they don't have the recycling facility. But they have excellent segregation facility. But India, we lack in this, and that is the reason I started this new store and foundation name, Freedom from Waste, that is Kachre Se Azadi. So this was a small story for that, and now people are liking. Again, in that, many of my close corporate friends said that it's a very bad name. Kachre Se Azadi is not the. But now LinkedIn, Facebook, and everything, people like that. In my
Yeah,
stall,
because
whenever
it's bang on. It's like,
bang on, yeah.
it's exactly explaining what you want to do.
Yeah. So when I share my card, Kachre Se Azadi director, oh wow, fantastic. The name itself, like, you don't have to remember. So, but there's a bad part also. I don't know how you have stored my name. There are few, when I say that when they share my number, Suneet Dabke Kachra, Suneet Waste. Suneet Base. So, so people, to remember, so that is see, they are not they are not doing wrong, but how I remember you. So Dipinita grind, something for me. It is for easy for me to instantly look at that. So I'll not be putting that fancy name of the company. Otherwise, the phone book. So these are these are small things which happens, and so ultimately this is the way I am trying to push it forward and see that I expand and get some new ideas and we work on it.
Great. Your story is full of great grind. You know, tell us what, from your experience from the last few years, what are the few words of wisdom that you want to share for our listeners who are sitting on their passion project and thinking how to start?
See, words, I'm not a very good speaker, as said, but yeah, one small advice or small motivational 2-3 words I can say that first of all, be stubborn. Be stubborn for your own goals, for your own gain. Just try to see that learning is always a process. I am, I will not, tell my age, but I look quite young, but I'm not that young, and by age. But when you say that, learning is always process, and at some stage, even at the 60 also, you start googling, you start reading. So that is also a learning stage. It is not, you are not expert in everything. So never think that you know everything. I don't know anything, and every day is a new chapter for you. So one thing is that keep learning. That is one advice which because I still do that. Second thing is that never hesitate to speak the truth. Like today, I am not hesitating in telling that I am not a good businessman. I am a very good scientist. I am a good motivator. Yeah, I am really motivating. One of my students. That's a very good thing. I could say that one of my employee was just with me for 1 year. He is having a bigger company than me, same business, but is a very good businessman because he's done MBA and really chasing the business. But I am not chasing that way. So never get demotivated that he has done that so good and I have not done that way. There would be again one more advice: never fear from what you do. Like I think I am sitting in front of you with a T-shirt, and I thought if my wife would have is knowing that if I'm interviewing, you are interviewing me this way, then she would have said, why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a tie? You should look good. And that is the one thing. Even if I go to marriage, I like to wear which I want. So be true to yourself. There is nothing like that. People will accept you. So
Expand a bit on being stubborn. What do you mean when you say being stubborn? Because that is, I can relate from my journey as well. But I think for our listeners, let us have your explanation of being stubborn.
See, being stubborn is like, you are making it very clear for your client and friends that, this is the thing which I am going to do and nothing is going to change. Because in business, you will be lured by some different offers, you will be lured by some different ways of changing the rules. But if you're stubborn in doing what you want to do and what is a measurable act, then I think nothing can go wrong in that. Because see, these are learning steps. I said there are many ways of earning. If I would have been in a government sector, I would have got much more better money from not my salary but from other means. But I was very clear, that is not going to matter to me. I am very clear and I want to do this only. So stubborn for your own desire of doing what you want to do, no matter what other things. If they think that I am doing wrong, it's fine, but I am learning something of this sort. So even Einstein also felt after 100 experiments that this is the right way, I should do this.
Very good. And what are some of the things that people should be take caution about? So, if you were to reflect back and say, if I may ask you, what will be the advice that today's Dr. Dabke would be giving to the Dr. Dabke when he started the company? Do what differently?
Nice question. Yeah, very nice question. This is something you are putting a googly, those who love cricket, there's one ball called googly, which batsmen think that it's very easy to play, but it's not that, it slips from your, between your bed and takes the steps. That is the question which you have asked. And the answer to this googly is that if I'm supposed to advise, first of all, very again the same advice but in a different word or different mug, same tea in a different mug, that don't try to do something which is not your cup of tea. It's not is your cup of tea. Like as I said, your intelligence matters. If you are thinking that by wearing a suit or wearing this thing you would be seen as an intelligent person, then that is not like that. So we have to, and that example I can give you because I was a judge, a jury member of a hackathon, national hackathon on sustainability and green, in which all the students from different parts of the country. So there were two superb ideas which but they slipped because everything was nice. Their presentation, the bonding between the boys and girls, and their 5 days we are supposed to mentor them, we are supposed to even judge them, everything. But they slipped on one part because they thought that I will give them mark because of only the presentation, and they didn't work on the real cause which I had advised them on the first day. So focus on this thing, and I tell myself to also many times I say myself that why you are defocusing yourself by seeing what others are doing. I also slip because when I go to LinkedIn or Facebook and see that what a good presentation he has done, such a good this thing and act. But yes, I advise that I have to learn, but not to be jealous and not to be this thing that you are doing so good. So that let's not be comparative. And this younger generation needs to learn that. That's one thing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Suneet. It was a pleasure to interview. I can see that there is not only lots of great grind and gratitude in your way of being, actually. It was a pleasure to have you today on the channel. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, and it was really a pleasure for me also to be interviewed by you. And we met for a very small time, and it was a nice meeting. So I hope that we'll be continue meeting and understanding.
If you like this interview, please don't forget to subscribe by pressing the bell icon and follow us on our social media handles as we talk to more and more micro entrepreneurs who are living their dreams boldly.